Okay, day one, the madness begins. The number one absolute first thing you need to do, if you're gonna do it my way, plan on having your truck down for maybe a week or two. I don't know. You could be ambitious and do it over the weekend. Who knows? It's gonna take me a while. So I decided to make sure my other car, the 4Runner, is actually working properly, because I'm gonna depend on this truck to get me around for the next couple weeks or as long as it takes. Make sure no problems exist with your running vehicle. Specialty tools. You could use hand tools, I guess. Yeah. It's gonna suck, but if you can, find a friend, borrow an electric impact driver or pneumatic impact driver. The other thing you will need is a torque wrench. You gotta torque all your nuts and bolts to the proper recommended torque settings. The only difference with this is that the axles, even from Toyota, requires 200, 210, 220, 230, something like that. 200 something foot-pounds. Your average torque wrench does not go that high. Average torque wrench only goes up to, I think it was 150. I do have another torque wrench that will go up to this guy, Lexi Vaughn, whatever. This one does go up to 250. Now that's very important. If you want your axles and your wheel bearings to actually last the way they're supposed to, you should torque them to the recommended torque settings. Too loose, it'll wobble, you'll cause premature failure of the bearing. Too tight, you'll definitely cause failure of that bearing. A lot of guys just go 150 on the regular ones and just crank it down a little bit more. Yeah, you could do that, but I want to try to do things semi correctly this time. That's why I got this thing. If any of you guys are local and you do want to borrow it, I will let you guys use it. I don't really care. Email me down below and touch base with me and we'll work something out. Anyway, now that you know what tools we're gonna need, the first thing we're gonna do now, like I said, I did go through the instructions multiple times, so I kind of have a good idea exactly what I'm gonna do, the steps that's involved. So now I gotta unpackage that lift kit, make sure everything is there that needs to be there, and I'll show you all the other things that I acquired over the past year. So let's go and check out the box. All right, the next step is to, like I said, open the box and verify all the parts that we have. There is one other modification I need to do to the spindle right here, and I'm gonna have to cut this, but I'll explain why in a little bit. Well, actually I'll tell you now. So anyway, let's take a look at this first. So the spindle, this guy, this is the steering stopper for the spindle, knuckle, whatever you want to call it. Fabtech has been known to have a poor turning radius. So what you need to do is measure back, according to Darrow, measure back 1/4 inch and then just cut straight down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab my Sawzall with a brand new blade, some WD-40, and just cut it. And that should take care of that part. So let me double check and verify that we have all the parts necessary before I even waste my time trying to do this whole thing. So I'll show you the process what I go through. I got 2 giant boxes like that, and within those boxes was all of these things. I am gonna perform some maintenance while I'm at it. So I'm gonna change the serpentine belt to a new one. So the first thing I'm gonna do, like I said, I printed the instructions, and I have the basic kit, so I don't need the performance, I don't need that one, just box 1 and 2. So basically every package has I guess a serial number, and just to verify what you have, that way we can get started. Oh yeah, so as far as the basic maintenance package. I had to get a whole new set of cam bolts, all the washers and everything, front and rear, for both sides. My stock ones were kind of rusted and pitted, so rather than have to deal with it or even have to cut it, I'm going to just purchase new ones. I did get these directly from Toyota, unfortunately, and just those bolts alone was nearly $200. So yeah, that was pretty, but it's something I needed to do anyway. So what we're gonna do, this looks like the front cross member drop down. This one's the rear. Everything is super thick, way thicker than my rough country kit. But anyway, let's see if we can find everything here. So FT 70221, 70221, that's the hardware assembly. Okay, I actually should check those off with a pencil, but let's see. The kit does come with the spacers, and we're going to use that. We're going to use the spacers. The kit comes with all new tie rod ends, FT 70123, FT 70123 tie rod ends, and it comes with all new FT 7219, 219. Okay, there's a ton of stuff here. So this seems to be the majority of it. So this one is FT 224, FT, where's 224? 224. Okay, I need to double check on that. I don't know, I don't see that here. And within this has each individual pack. FT224-2. Is there another parts list? Oh geez, here we go. Wow. Okay, so every bag is listed here, and I'll tell you 9 pieces of lock nuts, 9 pieces of washers, 10 pieces of hex bolts. Oh my god. Spindle, driver and passenger. I did paint everything with an oil-based paint to stop it from rusting. So anyway, let me double check all these parts. This is the, oh, okay, these are the bolts for the shock, the rear shock drop down brackets. The FT0075. Okay, this is the spacers for the carrier bearing on the axle. This was another bag. This is the diff drop down bracket. I think this is the left side. I gotta double check on that. Okay, so basically I'm gonna check in all these parts, and the construction of this thing is unbelievable. I mean, even the machining on the surface of this thing is great. So some of you might know or may not know, so this is actually close to 6 inches, and that's what's gonna give you your lift. Normally the bolts are straight up and down, but Fabtech offsets it in. My theory is that this allows you to caster the whole lower control arm. Now I did end up getting a whole new lower control arm. My original ones, the bushings were worn out. I just didn't want to deal with it, and it was pretty cheap just to purchase a new one. I probably may use these bolts. I have my other ones, but I may use these. The kit did come with an add leaf to use in conjunction with these blocks, but I may just keep the blocks because I have the Alcan springs. So because I have the Alcan springs, I'm gonna leave those things in. Those things are heavy duty. I pay a lot of money. I love it. Yeah, so anyway, let me finish checking in every single part. So this is gonna take a while. Okay, so let me get everything checked in. Then I'm gonna measure 1/4 inch back from this space sawzall this thing off. I'll put that on fast time lapse so I don't waste your guys' time. Okay, so let me check everything in and then I'll be right back again. Also, I'm gonna put these guys in, brand new axles, and I did put on the silicone high angle boots, and I do have another video of that. What happened? Something happened, I don't know, I forget what, but anyway, it came out cheaper for me to just change these things out. I'm gonna do that. Oh, my old ones are rusted, and the rust was pretty bad. The rust was kind of pitting a little, so cheaper just to change it. I'm gonna have to, I would have had to change the stock boots anyway, so it's better if I just change the whole thing. Okay, time to get, okay, these are the, where are these? These are going to be the two front lower control arms, if I can open it. Wow, it's a lot harder. What? Okay, I'm just gonna have to slice this thing open. Wow. Oh, wait. Haha, brand new. Oh, and I was gonna change my lower ball joint anyway, so yeah, looks very nice. New bushings, so this is gonna last me a long time. I don't have to worry about this thing. I figure I'll spend the money once, get it over with, and not worry about it for the next 20 years, hopefully. Okay, that's that. All right, holy cows. That wasn't hard, but wasn't easy. A lot of fun. So I got them cut, both sides. All right, well, that's about 2 hours for today. I got everything cut. Now I can finally jack the truck up, take off the tires, and begin the whole process. So thanks for sticking around for part 1. And I'll get to part 2 in the next day or two, upload that, and we'll progressively move on. I'll try to keep it short, simple, and as accurate as I can. I'll try not to bore you guys with super long videos. So that's it for today. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll check you guys out on my next part 2 project.